that shot that you're referring to, and we're showing it on the television feed right now, radio audience. It's Rob Pelinka on the left, Magic Johnson on the right, and LeBron, who had been sitting on the bench as an injured player dressed in civilian clothes would do, is standing in between them. And I'm wondering this, and I'm asking the gentleman to whom LeBron said his thoughts,
like the
unsolicitedly, I imagine, but I'll ask that in a second, about Anthony Davis, how amazing it would be to play. And that created a whole set to in the NBA about whether that's technically tampering or not, even though he's not in the front office. Isn't that Exhibit A, him standing in between the two decision makers for the Lakers as he was doing, that he is in fact part of the decision making process there in Los Angeles?
Yeah, but okay, it's a lot different though being part of the decision making process and then being the only way it could be considered tampering is if they gave him a set of instructions basically, and he was carrying out their will by, talking about a player purposely to the press. LeBron operates under his own free will, and he doesn't need Magic or Rob to tell him these things to carry them out. So, ergo, it's not tampering.
Okay, so that said, the visual, as you pointed out before I even had it in the shoot to bring up, because I wanted to have it in the shoot to bring up with you sitting here. Walk me through when LeBron came to you and gave you that. Did he come to you? I mean, what was the spatial, actual...
We were in Brooklyn.
Nuts and bolts here.
We were in Brooklyn. I had just gone on SportsCenter to talk about a podcast appearance, or television appearance, excuse me, by Adrian Wojnarowski, where he talked about the Lakers' plans in terms of, they had already struck out on Trevor Ariza, and he's saying they're not going to pursue smaller type deals in order to get incrementally better. They're going to hold on to all their young assets in order to pursue Anthony Davis in a trade. And so SportsCenter was playing in the visitors' locker room at, Barclays Center. LeBron's getting stretched out, watching the TV on mute, sees me there, sees the B-roll of Anthony Davis. I come into the locker room, and he says something along the lines of, "Do you know something I don't know?" Which prompted our conversation about Anthony Davis. We go back and forth, and then, I asked him, so, what do you think about them trading for him? And he gave me that quote. And of course you had to have an exchange after that. We've all kind of had these type of conversations before being a reporter. Is it on the record? Is it off the record? Now, he said it was on the record. So of course there's where he's giving the tacit agreement where he knows what he's doing. He knows that there'll be a ripple effect when he says it on the record.
So, okay, he did not specifically seek you out of the blue. It was something where you strolled in and he just saw something, said that.
The timing of it, had I not come into the locker room after I did TV, maybe that doesn't happen.
So, and you being the professional, lead pipe wielding professional that you are, Dave McMenamin of ESPN, you went to him and said, "Hey, I want to make sure that what you just told me was on the record." And he said, "Yeah, it is."
Correct.
And that's when he knows, as the host of the shop and a guy who's every social media movement has been calculated in a way, gave that remark. Okay, so what do you think the possibility is as we're currently sitting here on the first Thursday of January? How many days are we removed from
36 days away from the trade deadline.
Okay, what do you think?
So the Lakers have this young core of assets. We know that, right? There's other teams that have great things they could offer as well, specifically the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics cannot make an offer for an Anthony Davis until the offseason unless they include Kyrie Irving in that offer.
Which is not happening.
Right. Of course not. That's your championship point guard that you have.
This is the moment where the Lakers can strike without Danny Ainge having a single syllable of say into what could be done with Anthony Davis instead of sending him to the Lakers.
The window is open right now. And you could say he's under contract. Right. But guess what? Jimmy Butler was under contract. Kyrie Irving was under contract. Kawhi Leonard was under contract. The NBA, in this current landscape, if the superstar puts it out there that he wants to be out, the team is handcuffed. They have to do it. And it becomes a diminishing asset the longer you wait. And the Lakers, if Anthony Davis makes it clear he wants to be traded to the Lakers, there could be a bold team out there that says, you know what, we'll trade for him anyway, and we'll convince him with our culture, like Paul George.
Exactly how it worked out for him.
OKC.
The Thunder.
But that's that's a risk. And Sam Presti has the type of clout in OKC to pull a move like that, but not every GM does. And, you know, it could be a manifest destiny. If Anthony Davis now, he has to take the leap as a 25-year-old who's lived in relative obscurity in the NBA, even though he has all these accolades, he doesn't really get flack because there's not a ton of media attention down in New Orleans. He will change his public perception dramatically if he was to go out and publicly request a trade. You got to live with that fallout.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.